Hi, it's Will from StormTheCastle.com, and this is a tutorial on how to fold an origami crane. And it's an interesting little fold. It's very traditional, a very old fold, been around a very long time. And I have one here, came out really nice. If you have colored paper, that'd be nice. I have a whole bunch of them here. And in my next origami video, won't be my next video, my next origami video, I'm going to show you how to make an origami iris. It's a nice flower, it looks really nice. But that'll be coming up in the future. There's a lot of tradition and folklore, and there's even a legend about this particular crane, in that it is believed, there's a very ancient legend, it's believed that if you fold 1,000 origami cranes, a wish will be granted to you, or luck will be brought to you. So that's a very old legend, been around, and people in Japan actually put a lot of into that legend, and it's not uncommon for people to gift an origami crane or origami cranes, or even 1,000 of them, to people, say married couples, when they're just getting married, because then the 1,000 cranes will bring them a long, healthy life full of prosperity. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, over the course of the next, I don't know how long, I'm going to actually make 1,000 paper cranes, origami cranes, and in my videos I'll pop in a little count. As you watch more videos coming up in the future, I'll pop in maybe a little picture, but at least a little count of where I'm at in 1,000 cranes. All you need is a square of paper, anywhere from 4 to 8 inches in size. Well, you can go smaller or larger, and typically if you're really new to origami, go with the larger size. Just cut yourself a piece of paper that's 6 to 8 inches square, because the larger it'll be easier for you to work with. So let's get to folding. If you have double-sided paper like this with different patterns, and you want one particular pattern to show, start with that down, because the whole bird pretty much will show just that pattern. This isn't a two-sided fold. Take the square and fold it into a triangle like this. And then fold it again. Take your flap, pick it up, and now you're going to squash this down into a square. See, take this corner, right? Just fold up your flap, take this corner, and you want to get this corner to here. What happens is it forms a square. See it? Form that square. There we go. Now flip the whole thing over and do the same thing again. Pick up the flap like this. Fold this corner down to there. There you go. Now this is called the preliminary base. And this is a common, very common fold. Now you've got your open, this is all, there's nothing open on the top. Keep this on the top. And you've got a bunch of open flaps on the bottom here. So you should now take your first flap here. See how this is 2 flaps? Just take the top flap and fold it to the center line like this. Do the same thing on this side. Take the top flap only and fold it to the center line. Turn it over and repeat those same steps. Now look, you've got all your flaps on the bottom here. Fold your flap into the center line like that. Same on the other side. Fold your flap into the center line. That. Okay, now see this line we have here going across there? Fold your top flap over on that line, back and forth. Now we're not going to keep the fold, we just need that crease. So fold it back and forth on that line, front and back. Make a nice crease in the paper, like that. But don't keep it folded, just leave it unfolded. Now this is a little tricky. Open up your two flaps, like this. Grab your point, and on this crease here, you're going to open that up. So this is a little tricky, but what happens is, see how I'm doing this? This is becoming a fold like this. See it? There we go. Perfect. Except for maybe a little bit there. So that's a little bit of a tricky fold, but take your time with it and you'll get the hang of it. Flip it over and I'll show it to you again, and do it again, and you get to see it again here. Open your flaps. You're going to fold on this center line, so grab your point and push it up like this. And see how that will want to fold this way. See it? That will want to go in like that. So just help it along and do that, and that's beautiful. Very nice. That's the hardest part. We're almost done. From here it's easy. Now this is called the bird base, because this is a very popular base to work all kinds of different birds. It's a common origami fold called the bird base. So now, see, we still have our open split legs down here. See it? Now we're going to reduce the size of this crane. Take this side here, fold it to the center line like this. Take your time, because your paper is starting to get a little bit thick, so you got to take your time with this to get a nice crease on that. Same thing on this side. Fold that in, and I'm going to turn it just to make it easy for myself. There we go. See that? Now flip it over and do the same thing on the back. Fold both of these into the center line. And this is the open part. And there we go. Almost done. Now, this also is a little bit tricky, but put your finger here, just above that crease. And then now you have to get these to open up and come up. So what you do is you put your finger in there like this, and fold this up inside. See how it's inside? See it? This will actually reverse itself. And that can be either the bird's head or the bird's tail. So that's a little bit of a tricky fold. So let's see it one more time on the other side. Put your thumb here to hold that tight. Open this up a little bit like this, and then fold it in. And what happens is this reverses. It was folded this way, now it's folded this way. Pull that right up, like that, and there we go. We have the head and the tail. See that? So from here you can tinker around with it. Bend the head over if you want. You can fold it in, or just fold it over. Tinker with it. You can curve the tail if you want, a little bit. Now here's a fun little addition. You can just fold these wings down, which is okay. Or, what I like to do is I like to curve the wings. So get yourself a pencil or a ruler or something and do this. And curve them. Looks good. So there we have it. There's our origami crane.